Hi, I'm Katie and welcome to the Pocket Nutritionist. Today I'm going to be making a really amazing breakfast option that I have to tell you wasn't originally my idea. Obviously, a beautiful woman has helped me with my health, and she was the one who originally gave me the idea for doing things this way. And I remember one day she was actually so kind. I was really struggling. I've been going through some very significant brain changes because I've had a lot of health issues with my brain. And I just couldn't quite understand what she wanted me to do with this recipe and what it looked like and what it would taste like. So I ate this recipe, I ate this breakfast every single day for at least 3 years straight, and then I got sick of it. I've kind of come back full circle and I'm doing a bit more of it now. So I want to share it with you. It's a magical fruit bowl, and I hope that you really enjoy it. So the very first thing that you're going to need for this recipe are apples. Apples are the key to liver health, key to detox. It's the apples, it's the key. They're so good. They're so full of hydration, and I don't know how they do it, but they just clean out your liver so quickly and get the whole system fired up. When you have this meal in the morning, you'll have so much energy. And what I will mention though is I am going to put some additional exclusive content at the end of the video for people in the community, just about how to manage with blood sugar, especially if you've started out and your blood sugar's a little bit unbalanced, you get a bit of energy fluctuation. I'll help you to manage that with this recipe so that you definitely can stay focused and not be disheartened by anything. So first thing I'm going to do is wash these, and what I've used today is organic Royal Gala apples. They're my favourite. I found that these work best for this recipe so far, but if you try them with other ones, then yeah, share and let me know what you think. Okay, so I've washed all the apples. Now I'm just going to chop them up. So obviously when you chop apples, you don't want the core in there too much. I try to get as close to the core as possible. Into chunks that size. That's absolutely fine because we're going to put them then into the food processor. All I've got left this week is 8 apples. I used to do this with about 12 apples and I'd make a few days worth. So this is a great way that you can meal prep quickly as well. So if you want to have 3 breakfasts, you can use maybe 9 to 12 apples and have that in a container. When you have it in the fridge, it will go brown. That is okay. So don't fear, you can still eat the browned apples. In fact, it's even better when you have them that way, but only maybe have them in the fridge for maximum 3 days and then make a new batch. The quality of the apples does make a difference. Honestly, the organic apples are far superior to anything that you can buy at Coles and Woolies. But if you can't, for whatever reason, find organic, or you can't get to an organic market, then going to a fruit store, a specific fruit and veg shop that has high quality produce, is the next best option. But I do not recommend fruit from Woolies and Coles or a bigger supermarket chain, because often they have to freeze the produce, defrost them, and Lord knows what else they do to them. But here you can see all the apples chopped up, ready to go in the food processor. In order to do this recipe this way, you're going to need a food processor with a grater attachment. I really do recommend buying something like this. It's an investment in your health. It is used for so many things. I just cannot believe how much I've used this. I have actually had this for over a decade. It's the gift that keeps giving. So go and get yourself a little food processor, well worth it. So there's the base, and then there's this part lid comes off and you can see I've got the grater attachment there. So I've got it on the smaller one because I prefer the apple done in a really fine grate rather than the bigger slices. So you'll see in a minute what that looks like. And so now I'm just going to simply take the apples I've chopped up, put them through here, push them down and through, and I'll have a ton of grated apple. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video so that you can stay up to date on all the new recipes. So that's the first part of the recipe, the shredded apple. And there is a very significant amount of apple in there, okay? It looks like 2.5 cups of apple. So I've used about half of what I've just grated up there. It's about 3 to 4 apples. So as I was saying, when this wonderful woman who was helping me showed me how to make this recipe at a time where I wasn't really understanding quite what she meant. I'd come from eating not anything like this my entire life. I'd always just sort of eaten what most people eat, either cereal for the breakfast, toast, you know, just standard food, eggs, and I didn't quite understand what she meant. But when she showed me this, it all made a lot of sense. So now what I'll do is I'm going to top that with more fruit, and let's see how it comes together. Okay, time to eat lunch. So yummy. It's got this sort of porridgey consistency with the apple, and the flavors are just so good. So much there. I better go and eat it. Perfect for breakfast, perfect as a lunch. You eat it all day long. So just as a little added bonus about this meal, I do not recommend anything else be added to the recipe. Some people go a little bit gangbusters and add coconut yogurt and granola and yogurt. We don't want any of that in there. We're just going to keep it to just the fruit. If you really can't do just the fruit, maybe just very minimal pepitas, I mean like 10 or so, just avoid any additional nuts and fats with this meal. So that's really what's going to be causing a lot of the issues with blood sugar, having the fatty additional extras to this meal. So I will go into another video about that another day, but I just wanted to ensure that if you are going to be making this meal, stick to just as it is. And if you have to, maybe just 10 or 15 pepitas over the top to give you a different texture if you need it. Or you could also do some dried mulberries, which are also nice, but fresh is best. So just stick with that. As I was speaking about before as well, just in relation to blood sugar and then changing your diet, when you get onto these types of very filling foods, you may only get through a very small portion of the meal before you feel really full. And I know I did when I first started, and then I got frustrated because then 2 hours later I was hungry again. It's because I didn't put enough in the first place, because I just couldn't. At that time, my stomach had become used to eating very high, dense calorie foods, and I had no stretch in my stomach to be able to support this much fibre and nutrition going in. So stick with it, because it will improve, and as you go along you'll be able to eat more and more quantity, which will keep you fuller for longer, obviously, because you'll have more fuel on board. When you first start though, you might only get through half the meal. Just put it into a container in the fridge and then come back to it another couple of hours later when you feel hungry again, and then finish it then. It's not because it doesn't have enough protein, it's not because of that, it's just literally because you haven't eaten enough of it. So load up as much as you can until you're absolutely full, and then if you get hungry a couple of hours later, then eat the rest of it. If you'd like to hear more exclusive content about this meal and how it might affect your blood sugar, please follow me on Facebook at The Pocket Nutritionist, and then you can also join our online community, which is the Life Diet community. I would love to see you in there, and you'll get loads of different pieces of content, exclusive invitations, and you'll also get information on how you can get your blood sugar under control within 30 days. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I really also hope that you give it a go.